My Steelers are back in action this week, and I'm excited because last week, Texas and Colorado couldn't win a game to save their life. So hopefully, adding the Steelers back into the mix, I have an opportunity for my teams to win some games. We all know that this is the return of Aaron Rodgers. We all know what's happening here. Aaron Rodgers is getting his first career start for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have Justin Fields that plays for the Jets, who used to play for the Steelers last year. We already know what this is. We already know what time it is. This is the NFL. This is big boy football, and I can't wait to get this season started. The other thing I just realized is I'm making this video, and I'm assuming Cam Hayward is going to be playing and starting. He was named a captain. I don't know what's going on with those contract negotiations, but I'm just going to assume that he's going to be on the field. So I am going to make this video as if Boswell and as if Cam Hayward are going to be fine. The truth is, it is week one. I don't really have a lot to say, but I kind of have a lot to say. I don't know who these Steelers are. I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know how they're going to be. I don't know what our strengths are. I don't know what our weaknesses are. I don't honestly know anything about this team because they didn't play in the preseason. I'm not sure what they're going to do. I'm not sure what they're going to become. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. I'm not sure of anything. At this point, I am trusting the process. I'm trusting Coach Tomlin. I'm trusting that coaching staff. I'm trusting the GM. I'm trusting so many things right now because I don't know what the Steelers team is going to do. All I know is I'm excited and I'm fired up and I expect them to win this football game. That's the best I can tell you. I'm excited to see what we're going to see from Aaron Rodgers. I'm excited to see what the Steelers team is going to look like. I'm excited to see this offense, this offensive line, all of the things. But let me just get into knowing my opponent because there's a couple of things I know about the Jets historically. Again, I don't know how much of it is actually true, but hey, let me just get into knowing my opponent. It's the first game of the season. We all know they have Justin Fields. We all know what Justin Fields can do because my Steelers had Justin Fields last year. So there's that aspect. I will say though, historically, the Jets have had a really solid and consistent defense. The most consistent part of the Jets has honestly been their defense. And kudos to them for that. I think where it gets tricky though is this year they have a new quarterback, a new coach. They're trying to rebuild their culture. They're trying to redo a lot of things. And so I don't really know what that means. I don't know what that means for Justin Fields. I don't know what that means for the Jets. I don't know what that means for the Steelers. I don't really know what to think about that. But historically, the Jets are really solid at defense. And that's really all I know at this time. I mean, obviously I know who the players are, but I don't know what it's going to look like. I just don't know. And so the one thing I will think about as we're heading into this game though, is this Pittsburgh Steelers defense knows Justin Fields. And so that is important to me because I think sometimes when you know who you're playing against, it really helps you in these earlier parts of the season where everyone kind of needs to get in shape, figure out what's going to matter, figure out what your team is going to be. And so I like that we know who Justin Fields is. That really doesn't mean much, but right now that's all I really know about this Jets team because again, it's new coach, new environment, new culture, new everything. So I am fascinated to see what happens in this game. That's all I really know about the Jets, to be honest. A lot of new things are happening with them. You know, it's the NFL. Everybody has good players, so I just don't really know what to call it with the Jets. Justin Fields, new coach, new culture, usually has a great defense. As far as anything else, I don't really know. So let me just move on to the next section. I think the obvious key to the game that probably any Steelers fan will tell you is going to be this offensive line. How this offensive line protects Aaron Rodgers is going to be a key to this game. Because if this offensive line cannot protect Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, nothing else really matters. And so how this offensive line plays in game one is going to be super important to me. And that's something I'm going to be looking forward to. The other thing I'm actually going to be looking forward to, because I have a thing with these linebackers for my Steelers right now, is I need to see those linebackers make plays and I need to see them make me feel comfortable. A lot of people say defenses are ahead of offenses right now. And if that is the case, these Steelers linebackers should look decent. And so I'm very curious to see how this offensive line protects Aaron Rodgers. And I'm very curious to see what these linebackers look like for the Steelers defense. And I want to throw out something else that I'm actually fascinated to see. I want to see how our secondary fares against Justin Fields because I think our ability to confuse Justin Fields, our ability to make him think, our ability to do certain things will be important. But if he escapes out of that pocket, then I'm going to need those linebackers to step up. So I think in this game, there's going to be a lot of interesting dynamics that are happening, and it's going to be a chess match. I hope that Mike Tomlin is able to win this chess match, but there's just a lot of things that are going to happen because it's week 1. I don't really have a lot to grasp from. I've watched the Jets play in preseason, but like, it is what it is at this point. So at the end of the day, a couple of keys that I'm going to be paying attention to is the Steelers offensive line. First and foremost, the Steelers offensive line has to protect Aaron Rodgers. The second thing I'm going to be paying attention to are these linebackers. I need to see these linebackers making plays. And the funny thing is I think in my Colorado video, in my Texas video, and my Steelers video, I am now mentioning linebackers. I need the linebackers to come up and make plays. Going to be very important. And then obviously containing Justin Fields, how he looks against our secondary and just how he looks as a whole. I want this defense to confuse him, and I want him to look awful because he's playing against my team, because you all know I secretly cheer for Justin Fields. This week, I'm not cheering for Justin Fields. This week, I need my team to take care of business. So I'm just fascinated to see if they're able to take care of business and what they look like, because I expect the Steelers defense to be better than Justin Fields. I think because this is game 1, there's going to be two things that I'm going to consider X factors. One of those X factors is actually going to be, can the Steelers establish a run? Because if the Steelers are not able to establish the run, it's going to be a very, very long day, because that means we're going to be throwing the ball all over the field, and I don't want us to be that. I want us to be able to establish the run. I think the other thing that's going to be interesting to see in this game, which is going to sound really weird, is going to be special teams play, because this is the first game of the season. And I feel like sometimes in the NFL, we forget that all the starters don't all play in the preseason. All the pieces aren't necessarily put together in the preseason, especially for the Steelers. I think the Steelers have probably played only starting offensive linemen. And so there's going to be a lot of displacement, a lot of just weirdness happening. And so I need Chris Boswell to step up. Like, I think special teams might be an X factor here, and I need our special teams to be better than their special teams. If our special teams are better than their special teams, I think we'll be fine. But I think it's going to be an X factor as we kind of get into the season, first games of the season, figure things out, especially because these two teams are supposed to have really good defenses. And usually when you have two teams that have really good defenses, it usually comes down to special teams play. So I need our special teams to be special. I don't need Mike Tomlin to pull a Coach Sark and not kick field goals when you get close. And so I need the field goal kickers to be ready. I need special teams to be ready. And I need that to be the difference in this football game. As we head into the season, all eyes honestly are on this offensive line. I just can't wait to see what they look like. Like, it's game time. It's game time to the point to where I feel like I get to go out there. I feel like I get to make a play. I'm not playing anything, okay? But I feel like I can go out there and make a play, and I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see this offensive line go to work. I'm excited to see this offensive line improve. I am going to trust the process on this offensive line, because this offensive line was built from the draft. And usually the way you build offensive lines historically for the Steelers is we draft them and we slowly build them and we slowly make them better. I haven't seen great offensive line play the last probably 4 or 5 seasons for the Steelers. I'm going to trust them until they tell me, until they show me, until they tell me, until they prove to me that I shouldn't trust this offensive line. I'm going to trust them. I'm going to trust that they're going to get better. I'm going to trust that they're going to improve, but I don't know what to expect. However, it's game week. It is game week for my Steelers. We get to see Aaron Rodgers run out there in the Steelers uniform. We get to see all the things we've been waiting to see, and I cannot wait to see how this game goes, and I cannot wait to see who the Steelers team kind of is in game 1. Now, I realize game 1 isn't really going to tell me much of anything in a lot of ways, but you all know there's little things that I pick and prod when I watch these games. And so I actually think I might be able to learn just a couple of things from this game. And I'll just be honest and say, the one thing I'm paying attention to are these linebackers. I want them to prove me wrong. I want them to go out there. I want them to stay injury-free. I want them to take care of business. I want them to look dynamic. And I want to walk away from this game and say, our linebackers showed up. Our linebackers showed up. I feel good. I feel confident. We have a good group there. That's how I want to feel at the end of this football game. And listen, I need the Steelers to win. I don't care what it takes. I don't care what happens. I need the Steelers to find a way to win this football game so that I'll be happy, because I think all of my team should win this weekend. I just will need the Steelers to take care of business and do the things that they do that make me happy. I do want to say this before I end this video. I hope to sweet baby Jesus there is not any clock management issues, because I can't handle any more clock management issues. Football is back. My Steelers are back. I cannot wait to see them on the screen. This is so great. The NFL is back. My team is back. All of the things are back. I'm busier than ever, and I'm so excited to be so busy because of football season. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if you have a score prediction. Let me know if you're paying attention to something that I've missed. And as always, I'll see you in my next video.